Ducati has released a heavily updated version of the Multistrada for 2015. While on first glance you may struggle to tell too many differences, it's what's inside that counts. Ducati has become the first manufacturer in the world to use variable valve timing in a motorcycle engine. In a nutshell, this provides smoother power delivery, a flatter torque curve, and vastly improved fuel economy, but more on that later. Like so many modern adventure bikes, styling is highly subjective. While it doesn't have the same sweeping lines like the Panigale, it's certainly in our view not ugly, although the front end it reminds us somewhat of Birdie from a certain fast food chain. The first thing you'll notice before getting on the Multistrada is how compact it looks in comparison to other bikes in the class. Compared to the likes of the KTM 1290 Super Adventure or Aprilia Capanord, it looks positively small and the specifications back that up. With a wheelbase of 1529mm, it's 3cm shorter than the KTM and nearly 5cm shorter than the Aprilia. That means it does feel slightly less luxurious when it comes to the riding position in comparison, but it's by no means uncomfortable. Peg position means your legs will be more cramped and you definitely push further towards the front of the bike than you might expect for a bike in this class. The aim, it would seem from Ducati, is a sports adventure bike that leans more towards sport than adventure. That translates into steering, which definitely feels more sports bike than not. While the bars are wide, they're shorter than many others, meaning you don't have the same amount of leverage that you might have come to expect from such a bike. That therefore involves more rider input, but at the same time you get better feedback and control. But you know it's definitely not a sports bike when cruise control, an easy to adjust windshield and a height adjustable seat are all standard features. Ducati has done a brilliant job with the interface for the bike too. Not only is the dash easy to read, changing engine modes, engaging the cruise control, and scanning through various bits of information is a breeze, even while on the move. It's probably the easiest design to master we've yet come across. As mentioned before, one of the biggest changes for the updated Multistrada is in the engine. This is the first motorcycle ever to feature variable valve timing, despite it being something cars have had for decades. Called DVT or desmodromic variable timing, it allows for independent control of both the intake and exhaust camshafts. It also comes with an extra 10 horsepower for a total of 160 over the previous model. The engine is just slightly lacking in grunt below around 5,000 RPM, necessitating gear changes for some highway overtakes. That may upset those wanting a casual cruise, but it does make for a more involving bike when riding in the twisties. In fact, because of that you can really choose to row through the gears in slower riding. The bike is flexible enough to allow you to short shift at around 8 or 9,000 RPM. Meaning even when going slower than 80 or so kilometers an hour, you can still shift between first, second and third gear all you want. However, once you do hit the engine's sweet spot, you're rewarded with a beautiful rush of power that comes on smoothly and is easily controllable. Even in sports mode, the throttle response is spot on in our view, and with the various engine modes you can easily tame it further if needed. Inside, there are a variety of rider aids thanks to the brand new internal measurement unit that goes towards accurately assisting with traction control, ABS and wheelie control. That said, the setup of the bike is so good that it probably will rarely need activation. Handling, even on rubbish roads with various levels of surface quality and off-camber corners, is superb. That, coupled with the Pirelli Scorpion Trail tyres, make for a reassuring ride. The Ducati Multistrada is a sports bike dressed as an adventure bike. That means it's more comfortable, easier to ride and more forgiving than a dedicated sports machine, but with probably still around 80% of its ability, still more than anyone can use on public roads.